Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of Top 5. Top 5 is where I will take a professional wrestling topic and rank my top 5 occurrences for that topic. In this episode, I will be ranking my top 5 favorite professional wrestlers. Professional wrestling has always been a passion of mine. There have been some outstanding people who have donned the tights and perfected the wrestling game. Here I will be giving you my 5 all-time favorites, starting with number 5. Many people believe that Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer of all time. I believe he earned that title, but for me, he was able to make that statement only after he returned to the ring in 2002. I was not a big fan of Shawn prior to his back injury that forced him into a 5-year hiatus. But his first match back against Triple H at SummerSlam 2002 was when I finally began to have an appreciation for the Heartbreak Kid. Shawn has had several show-stealing matches in his career. He garnered the Mr. WrestleMania moniker by having a series of bouts at the Show of Shows that would be named Match of the Year. His Mania resume alone is enough to make you a diehard fan of Shawn. He's faced Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, and Undertaker at the Showcase of the Immortals. His win-loss record was not stellar at WWE's main show, but he was always on the top of the list when match quality was concerned. Woo! Whenever I would hear that, I would always think of Ric Flair. When World Championship Wrestling would air on TBS, I would wait to hear from one of the best talkers in the business. He would brag about beating his latest challenger or put down his upcoming challenger. Flair was one of the most versatile wrestlers in history. You could boo him one week for a sneak attack on Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, or another hero wrestler. But when a heel wrestler like Nikita Koloff or Harley Race or Terry Funk posed a challenge, Flair would be cheered. The Nate was capable of having a match of the year with any opponent. I enjoyed his series of matches with Sting, Lex Luger, and Roddy Piper. I was not a big fan of the Stone Cold character when it was first presented. He played a heel in the beginning, so I was not supposed to like him. Here is when I became a fan.
First thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, get him out of the WWF. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
As far as Steve Austin goes, I was a fan of his in-ring work from the first time that I saw him. He was stunning Steve Austin in WCW and a member of the Dangerous Alliance when he showed up on my radar. I've seen him have barn burner matches with Ricky Steamboat, Brian Pillman, and Dustin Rhodes. Once the Stone Cold version was in full swing, he had classics with The Rock, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and The Undertaker. Not many people picked up on John Cena when he first started in WWE. I saw him arrive on an episode of SmackDown where Kurt Angle handed out an open challenge. This well-built guy showed up and everyone was wondering, who the hell is this guy? Even though Cena did not win that match, I saw the debut of someone who I thought was going to become a big star. It didn't happen right away for John. The trigger for his success was when the Doctor of Thugonomics character was introduced. From that moment on, the sky was the limit for John Cena. He rapped his way to a WWE Championship victory over John Bradshaw Layfield at WrestleMania 21. From there, he has gone on to win 15 other world titles from such notables as Randy Orton, Batista, and Edge. He had major feuds with the likes of Triple H, CM Punk, The Big Show, and Brock Lesnar. His constant support of the United States military is another key aspect that will always stand out to me. When I became a wrestling fan in late 1984, Hulk Hogan was the top dog in the top wrestling organization. The WWF was receiving all of the mainstream attention, so Hogan was the hero I saw the most. Becoming a Hulkamaniac was academic for me as a child. No matter what kind of odds were placed in front of him, he always came out on top. His programs with Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff, King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, and Randy Savage were legendary. During the latter stages of his career, Hogan would move to WCW while portraying the same red and yellow hero we had always known. Until a summer night in July 1996. Sensing that the All-American hero gimmick was growing stale, Hulk Hogan did the unthinkable and became a founding member of a new faction known as the NWO. This was the resurgence that the Hulkster needed to extend his relevancy for a new generation of wrestling fans. Hulk Hogan will always be known as the wrestler that hooked me on professional wrestling, so he has to be my number one selection for this list. So there are my favorite wrestlers of all time. 35 years of wrestling fandom has earned me a spot at the table to be able to make a list like this. A lot of wrestlers have come and gone in my long history of watching wrestling, but all of the guys I've listed here were the ones I gravitated to the most. If you feel so inclined, you can make your own list and answer a question. This is my top 5. What's yours?